Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Jake Jabberelli of Jabberelli.com, just a bunch of referral links. So yeah, I've been out a little bit. Alright, more than a little bit. But let's just put that aside. I want to talk about Ravencoin. So Ravencoin's been doing exceptionally well, as you can see here in CoinGecko's listing here, up almost 100% to nearly 18 cents a coin. You can actually listen more, and I'll put the link down in the description below to cryptocurrency podcast or cryptocurrency chat with Blockchain John. I've been on his show several times in the time that I've not been doing videos for my own channel, but nevertheless, Ravencoin is doing exceptionally well right now. And what I really want to get a point to is, if anyone's watching cryptocurrency in general, they're probably noticing that Ethereum's been up a lot. Bitcoin obviously is up over 50 grand. I think it's up to 55,000. So yeah, it's doing pretty well. But Ethereum's doing quite well too, almost 2,000. So I built a mining business back in June. Started on Ethereum, did a little bit of other coins, mostly just Ethereum though. And I started getting into Raven probably in October. Not because the price was going up necessarily, but just because of the utility of Raven, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. So let me at least make a quick jaunt here over to what to mine. Oh, that's ETH gas station. All right, what to mine. Now I know cards are really expensive. If anybody tries to do GPU mining, I totally understand your pain. If you're trying to buy cards, they're very expensive right now, and I really feel that pain. Same for gamers. It's just they're off the charts. All the miners are buying up all the GPU cards, and the ones they're selling back are selling for 3 to 4 times their original price, which is utterly ridiculous. So I totally understand. I just happen to already have a bunch of stuff that I bought when the price was low. I didn't know it was going to go up. I was hoping, but anyways. So let's look at 6 cards of 580, which are pretty cheap. I mean, last I looked, and maybe they've gone up since then, a 580 card went for about $200. So if you get 6 of them, that's what, $1,200? And all the miscellaneous parts bring it to about $1,600. So for $1,600 you can get a 6-card rig. Now I'm talking about the 570 or the 470, and if you do it with that, those are the cards that are like 4 gig cards, not 8 gig. The 80 and the 480, these are 8 gig cards. So these cards can't mine, well, they can mine Ethereum, but they don't do as good a job. Anyways, the point here is let's go with the 6 570s. And how much can you get on, with Ethereum it's pretty low. On Ravencoin, there we go, 18 bucks. So it's like $3. Let's just do it with 1 card. If you just had 1 card in your computer, $3. $3 on Ravencoin, because Ravencoin's price is so high right now. That's exceptional. I mean, you're talking about basically more than power cost. Here's power, 10 cents average. Typical power cost is about 10 cents. So yeah, you're making $262 a day with just 1 card. So that kind of justifies the price. The reason the prices are so high right now, because you can make money. I mean, gamers aren't necessarily making money, they're just having fun. But if there's a profit motive in there, the price is going to go up higher. So let's say with a 680, or with 580 rather, sorry. 580s can still make ETH better than they can make Raven, but then the gap is closing. Look at that. Look at that gap. What, 383? 289? It's only $1 difference. So yeah, of course, if you're using a 580 or 480 or something that can make, with an 8 gig card, you're gonna still mine ETH. But man, Raven is catching up fast. So that's why I've moved to Raven. I honestly think in the near future, now of course the price of Raven isn't likely to reach the price of Ethereum, but Ravencoin has uses which Ethereum does too, but Ethereum unfortunately has that gas price, which is the reason I had this other page up here. Right now it's not super high, but it's still not super low. I mean, the best time is when it's sub 100 for standard transactions. But I mean, you could still pay like, $5, $10, $20 just to send a small amount of ETH. So, and yes, ETH of course uses, there's tons and tons of ERC20 tokens on ETH right now, but you still have to pay that in order to send the money. So it's great, sure, there's a bunch of tokens out there that ETH supports, but you're having to pay this enormous fee just to send it. So it almost seems like it's more like Bitcoin, where you're paying, $1,500 just to send $1 billion. That's cheap if you're trying to send $1 billion. I don't have $1 billion to send. I wouldn't be complaining about the price of ETH gas if I had $1 billion to spare. But for those of us who only want to send, 10, 20 bucks worth of ETH, you don't want to spend $10 to send $10. It's ridiculous. So why does that make Ravencoin better? Right now, and forever, from what I understand, the cost of sending a Ravencoin is going to be a small fraction of the amount of money that you're sending. So right now a transaction, I think it's 0.1 Ravens. Now 0.1 Ravens is actually over a penny now. Oh yeah, that's so small. but imagine if Raven went to, let's say, $100. Now I don't think that's going to happen right now, or really all that soon. But even if it went to $1, it's going to cost you then 10 cents. So if you want to send, a couple of Raven coins, it's going to cost you, a Raven coin. So let's say Raven was $1. They'll cost you $1 to send it. Now that's starting to reflect more of what gas on ETH is doing. Once the price, let's say Ravencoin goes to $500. Let's say. It won't be soon, but let's say it does. 0.1 Ravencoin at $500 is 50 bucks. How is that any different than ETH? It's not. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, well, if let's say I buy into Raven right now at 17 cents and bought 1,000 of them, $170 worth. I hope I got my math right. Anyways, the point is, and it goes to $500, you're not going to care either. You're like, I made $1 million. Who cares? Great. Okay, great. But for anyone who wants to use this coin, no longer. It's basically on the same path as Bitcoin, which isn't terribly bad. Like I said, Bitcoin doesn't exactly lend itself to functionality like Ravencoin has. Raven can make non-fungible tokens. Raven can make securities. Raven is adaptable to things that Bitcoin aren't. And Ravencoin is just a version of Bitcoin. It's just a cheaper version at the moment. But so I'm not trying to put Ravencoin down. I'm just saying that if Ravencoin goes to a high value, it's going to be expensive to make transactions on it. So I like Ravencoin. Obviously, I got into it early enough. I have a bag. I'm not going to say how much because it's inappropriate to admit your holdings. But so I mean, if Ravencoin goes to $500, I will be disappointed. But at the same time, it just stops being functional. I will say, after having been on the podcast with Tron, yes, if you listen to Cryptocurrency Chat, you'll hear me on the podcast. But the thing that Ravencoin can do, which Bitcoin cannot in this sense, is if you make a token, you can make it infinitely divisible. So you can make, I believe Ravencoin has 21 billion instead of 21 million coin possibilities. And if you want to break off a token from that and make your own either non-fungible or fungible token, you can make it up into 21 billion possibilities. You can break it up. That's kind of the point. That's why Ravencoin has such great utility. But I want to make sure that people are aware of the fact that when the price goes up, the cost to transfer goes up, and that's my concern. Maybe it was built that way, fine. But it's a concern in the sense of I want functionality in the future. And if we don't care about the functionality in the future, well, maybe it's because Ravencoin already has a lot of functionality, and it doesn't matter if the price goes up. So be it. In any case, what I wanted to mainly point out was that distinction. As Ravencoin gains more value, it will be, and this is another point to make on Ethereum. Ethereum already moved to proof of stake, right? Ethereum 2.0. Ethereum 2.0, eventually you won't be able to mine it anymore. There won't be any more proof of work, and Raven will continue to be proof of work, not proof of stake. So you'll have to continue to mine Raven in order to make more transactions occur. But Ethereum may eventually go away, and that we'll be seeing is a transition between Ethereum becoming, or rather Ravencoin becoming the primary coin that everyone mines, not even based on whether or not it's a 4 gig card or an 8 gig card that you're worried about. You won't care. you're like, right now Raven I think is 2.6 million difficulty, and Ethereum is like 4.5 or 4.9, so it's past the 4 gig limit. So you can still mine, but you won't get as much because you have to use up more of that memory to do the same transaction. So at some point, Raven will pass the 4,000 point, and 3 gig cards and 4 gig cards won't be able to mine Raven anymore. But at that point, we'll probably be up to 16 gig cards as a norm, because people will want, I don't know. I'm not going to go into the speculation on that. But I do want to say that it looks like Ravencoin will be overtaking not the price necessarily of Ethereum, but the mining aspects in the near future. And I want to make this one other point, I think, with BitsBeTrippin. Oops. Trippin. So we can find the guy. He actually made a video recently. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so you guys can check out this Can Mining Survive After Ethereum Critical Analysis. He's actually doing this live when I was making this video. I highly recommend you guys check this guy's channel. He's a big miner. He has a mining farm far larger than the one I'm doing. But he's been talking the last couple days about this exact same observation. So I knew this was going on separate from him, but I think he does a good analysis, and I just want to make that point in my video so that everyone has a chance to check out his channel. He seems to know what he's talking about more than I do. So check out his analysis, and yeah, if you're interested in mining, you can ask me questions. Like I said, I have my own little mining farm. It's not just one machine; it's many machines. But that's mainly the reason I haven't been on my YouTube channel in quite some time. And it's probably a selfish reason at the same time, because this guy's got a way bigger mining farm than I do, and yet he still does his channel. It's more like just a way to update people with what's going on with cryptocurrency, and that's probably what I should be doing. So I will probably be making more videos going forward, but I just want to kind of get back up there and talk about Raven and Ethereum as it stands right now. Who knows what the future holds, but with all the huge companies like Tesla, who have now recently invested in cryptocurrency, I have the feeling that we probably won't see Bitcoin drop down to $3,000 again, ever. I'm going to call that now, because if it does, I will be buying a lot of it. Anyhow, thanks for all checking out my channel again, and thanks for remaining subscribed if you are. I appreciate it. Thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.